everyone, and welcome back for week 5 of the 7 Deadly Sins challenge. This has been quite an adventure. But the reviews of that have to come post-ritual, which will happen sometime next week. Anyways, just as a reminder, this challenge was created by Beanbaghagwag and Jasmyn. That original video, I believe I've been linking down below. So we're supposed to create a ritual using the things that we have created so far, which include a poem, a drawing, and the loose incense. So yeah, if you want to check those videos out, did I put them in a playlist? I don't know. Maybe I'll try to put them in a playlist. I don't know, but they're like the most recent videos that I've done, or some of the most recent videos that I've done. So when it came to creating a ritual, I really wanted to create something that I thought was going to be useful for my personal wrath. And the idea of transmuting energy just really made the most sense, because when I feel wrathful, when I'm angry, when I'm raging, I just feel this increase of energy, kind of like I almost can't hold it because it's so much. And I think the best representation of that for me is just like fire shooting out everywhere and like full yelling, screaming. It's just like, it's huge. It's huge energy. As I'm editing, I just thought about another way to describe the anger. Now, if there are any anime fans out there, you know Naruto. Which is the name of the anime, but also the character that I'm referring to. And that character has inside him caged up a 9-tailed beast that is very angry and out of control, which is why they used his body to cage that being in. And when he gets really angry, he starts getting tails up until the 9th tail, which is like the ultimate rage. So a friend of mine and I would use that as a means to describe how angry we were. So we would say, oh my God, I had 6 tails, or oh my God, I was a full 9 tails. And he also shows up in an orange color, and his glow around his body looks like flames. So that's kind of like the visual representation of what I was trying to say when I was talking about anger. I don't know if that's even helpful to anybody watching, but I wanted to insert it in here, so here it is. And when I'm in those moments, I'm not thinking about, oh, I need to release this. I'm thinking about what a waste of energy. And I know that you can use your anger to do other spells, specifically like if you want to do baneful magic, baneful workings, things like that. I don't do a lot of that. I don't know if I ever actually have, if I think about it. But I feel like I needed a way to use this, large, seemingly large energy when I do get mad and angry and wrathful, and put it to like use. So that's what this ritual is kind of going to begin. Because the ritual for me is more going to be like a magical entity creation. Well, it's not more going to be. It is going to be. That is what it is. And this is basically the magical entity that I'm creating. Oh my goodness. The magical entity that I am creating is going to be Rot, which I have shown you before and is right here. So obviously these are just the faces. It's not really showing you the body. But that's more or less what my entity is going to be looking like. This ritual is going to be me really bringing that entity into existence. And I'm going to be, like, I really debate on how much I want to share of how I'm doing this. Because I understand that not everybody works with specific energies or other entities. But I've personally been walking the dragon path, which is what I'm calling it, but I'm sure others have as well, for like 5 or 6 months. And a lot of the workings that I've been doing lately really are going to be incorporating dragons. So that's kind of like something I wanted to say prior to that. And I will be using dragon energies to create this entity, which just kind of, for me, stays in theme because Rot is a lava hydra. So, but anyways, this entire ritual is going to be taking place, well, actually, no, maybe like 90% of this ritual is going to be taking place in my astral sanctum, aka I am not going to be doing anything out here except for that other 10%, which I'll go into when I get there. I am going to be using a sigil gate to enter into my astral sanctum. I am then going to have a very specific room inside my astral sanctum where I am going to be working with Rot and my other dragons. Now, together with Rot and my other dragons, we are going to be building a vessel that is going to be used to carry or contain rage, wrath. This is going to serve as food for the lava hydra. Now, this isn't the only way that I'm going to be feeding this entity. The other ways that I'm going to be feeding it are with what makes the most sense to me is going to be that incense that I created, as well as that poem / chant. So those are going to be the 3 different feeding methods for that entity. And in exchange, we are going to be transmuting that rage, that incense, that chant, those energies into courage to be able to pursue things that maybe I feel are out of my comfort zone. Basically, I went back to thinking about rage like I did, or wrath like I did in that first video where I talk about my experience with being able to do things because of the wrath that I felt that I would not have the balls to do had I not felt the wrath. And it just made me think of how in that moment I did transmute that wrath into courage, and how I want to make that actual like steady stream like of courage, of like ballsiness. And I know that some of the people in my life are like, what are you talking about? Like, you're always doing like ballsy things, but what it looks like on the outside is not how it feels on the inside. I think like that's the easiest way to put it. And a lot of the rage that I have felt is because of feeling the fear to tackle things that I don't think I am up to par to tackle. And I really wanted to take that rage from that fear and transmute it into the courage to take action despite. And maybe now it's very psychological. And maybe that kind of like takes some of the witchiness away for some people. But for me, magic is very psychological. It's not just psychological, but it is very psychological. But anyways, so after we create that vessel, that container, to house that rage, that is when I'm going to initiate the first feeding. And for me, that is part of the activation of this entity, is that first feeding. So the feeding, this is that like 10% of the ritual that is not fully in my astral sanctum, because I will be using the incense as part of the feeding along with the poem, which I will be repeatedly saying over and over and over again as I am putting the incense on top of the charcoal tablet to burn. Now, as this is going on, at the same time, I am in my astral sanctum and I am imagining or visualizing, seeing in my mind's eye, the smoke of the incense, as well as the words that I am saying with the chant, go into this vessel and fill it up with energy. And I'm going to keep doing that until it's full to my satisfaction. And then I'm going to proceed to feed this to Rot. And that is going to be the first feeding. And that's pretty much the ritual. That's the meat and potatoes of the ritual. There is something that I'm going to do to open and fully close before starting that ritual, but I think that's more of like a personal preference thing. And everybody does their own thing. Some people don't like to like open and close a circle or call on the 4 corners, or man, there's a list of things. But yeah, that is going to be the ritual, and I will be performing that tonight under the full moon, which I think just seems like the perfect time to do this. And then I'll be back with the last video of this series in about a week or so and talk about what happened and my full experience doing the 7 Deadly Sins challenge.